Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing really well. I am so excited for today's video because I have a bit of a life update and I wanted to make this video as kind of like also a follow-up to my I lost my job video. I made a whole video about getting laid off. So life update, I have a new job and I'm really excited about it and I wanted to talk about it, but I think a lot of people found my layoff video relatable, so I also wanted to talk about what it was like job hunting in 2024, my job searching process, what worked for me, what didn't, in case you are also going through a job hunt right now. And I also have some like job hunting / like interviewing tips and tricks because I have had quite a few jobs at this point in my life. I know I look young. I just look young because I'm Asian. I just look young because I'm Asian. I'm secretly old. So I've had a lot of jobs and I have some tips for you guys that I think will hopefully be really helpful. By the way, hi, my name's Robin. If you're new here, I make career, personal finance, and lifestyle vlogs. So if you're into that kind of content, go ahead and subscribe and let's get more into this video. Okay, it's like a completely different day. I can't even lie. But I like that intro that I filmed, so I'm just gonna like keep going with this video and we can all just like pretend like I don't low-key kind of suck at YouTubing. Okay. So let's talk about this job search. I actually feel like I tried to jump into job searching a little bit before I was actually ready. But in hindsight, I would say like if you have the privilege of taking some time off, like in between jobs, or like after a layoff or after quitting or whatever, I would absolutely do that and not feel guilty about it at all. I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a break. Layoffs can be a traumatic experience, so I just feel like you want to feel as good as possible about yourself before you start that like job searching process. And for me, I just feel like that break could have been like so good. It was still really good, but I feel like it could have been like amazing if I didn't have like so much anxiety. I am a very like anxious type person in general, so I don't know, I feel like that's kind of like easier said than done. It's like if you knew that everything was gonna work out, you would be fine, but it's just that uncertainty that's always hard to deal with, of just like not knowing when your next thing is coming. But I swear everything works out. Everything always works out. Let's talk about like some tips that I have. It's definitely a harder market than you know, the last time I was job searching, which was 2021. I definitely noticed the difference because in 2021 it was almost like too easy to get job interviews, and this time, you know, it was definitely fewer when I was applying to cold listings. I still feel like you could land something with a cold listing. I actually was offered a full-time marketing role, which I found just like a listing online, but it's always going to be easier to go through your network. Like I feel like the quality of jobs are usually better. If you already know someone there, you can ask them what it's like. Everything's just like a smoother process when you know someone. I feel like they don't grill you as hard in the interviewing process when you're like a referral. So ultimately that's sort of how I got my position that I have now, was actually through my best friend. So definitely go through people you know. Definitely if you are like, you know, late 20s age, ask your friends for jobs. Ask your friends to ask their bosses for jobs for you because, you know, it's that age where people start to have a little bit more pull at their companies. And it's just always easier to have a referral. Job interviewing, I feel like, is like sales. It's like sales. You're selling your skills, but I think the bigger thing that you're selling is like actually your personality, because so many people have like the exact same skill set as you. I swear you don't get hired in a job because of your skill set. You get hired because the person liked you, someone liked you in upper management, and you get fired because someone didn't like you, the opposite reason. So turn on that charm, you know what I'm saying? Like you're selling your skills, but you're also selling your personality. So that's like one of my biggest like interviewing tips. Okay, let me tell you the super cute story of how I got my job working with my bestie. So my best friend obviously knew that I had been looking for work, and at the same time, she had been working on this project for about a year. She's been leading the project with global news. It's called The Curator. And basically what it is, how many times can I say is? It's an editorial publication that lives on the Global News website, and it's a affiliate links based business model. So it's a lot of like product reviews, shopping tips, stories. There's stories as well, and there's different categories. So there's beauty, travel, home, but yeah, it's very much like a shopping type publication. It's super exciting. It's very much like, kind of reminds me a little bit, I mean, we're not The Kit, but like it kind of reminds me a little bit of The Kit, which is like a beauty and fashion magazine that I actually interned at when I was like in university, and it was such a good time. So it kind of gave me like Kit vibes. Also just like me as a teenage girl dreamed about working for like a fashion publication or fashion magazine, and this is very much like kind of those vibes. So my friend calls me and she's like leading this project. She's like, hey, I've been trying to get additional help. I've really been pushing for it because it's just like me basically and like a bunch of freelancers, but I really just like need someone else on the team to help me grow the project. And so she was pushing for me, and I was like, yep, I'm down. I had a job interview with them, and I feel like it went really well. Like they were super nice, and they were saying like all the right things. They were like, yeah, your skill set seems like such a match. They loved that I had like, you know, UX experience as well. So yeah, the actual job itself as well is like, they needed someone to really help out on the writing side leading up to Christmas, because it's just like really, really busy. Like they just really needed help with that. And later on, it sounded like it was going to turn more into like a little bit more of like a marketing kind of role, because they really want to grow it. So they're asking me about like, you know, any paid ads experience, design experience, social media experience as well. So yeah, this wasn't really the type of job that like I would look for on my own, to be honest, but now that I'm in it, I just kind of feel like it's actually like a very good match for my skills. And anyways, so I had the job interview and it went well, and they gave me like a tentative date, which would be like, I think it was like 3 weeks from then or something. But 3 weeks kind of like came and gone, and I hadn't really heard anything back. And my friend was like, oh, I don't know, like it just doesn't really seem like set in stone or anything. And then finally my friend, who was like pushing so hard for me, she actually like went through and did this whole breakdown of like what it would cost in the budget with the rate and everything, because they would be bringing me on as like a contractor. So she sent that breakdown to them, and they were like, oh, okay, this all makes sense, like let's test her out. So they agreed to, you know, kind of test me out, but like honestly it sounded kind of more of like testing me out as a freelancer. It wasn't really like a contract. Like I was really trying to get like this contract in place, but I was like, okay, you know what, that's something, and you know, hopefully I can do a good job and they'll like my work and bring me on into the team. So yeah, I started, and I swear it was like literally the second day that I was working that my friend, she had a family emergency and she had to go to the hospital. And she was like super stressed because there was like a big shopping event going on, and she was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what to do. And I was like, oh my god, like do you want me to like come take your work laptop and like, you know, work on your work laptop for you? And she was like, yeah, like could you do that? And so yeah, she came over to my house. She gave me like super quick training on the CMS, and it's really funny because like I literally like pretended to be my friend for a few days, like literally answering in her emails and like in her Teams chat, like literally pretending to be my friend, which they thought was really funny in the end. And we did a really good job. Like, we pulled off the shopping event, and a couple days later they wanted to meet with me again, and like this time they gave me the contract, and they were like, we loved how you just like jumped right in and took initiative and stuff. To be honest, I was doing it to like help my friend, but whatever, I guess it made me look good. That's how I got the contract. You know that friend that you're always like, we should start a business together, and you're like, you're low-key joking, but you actually think it would be like amazing? She is that friend to me. And she's also just like, we've known each other since we were like 10. We've basically like grown up together. Working with her is just like a different level of trust, and she's obviously very beautiful on the outside. She is the beauty editor, but she's just like so kind, so sweet. And just like a really, really like genuine person and genuine friend. So yeah, and I know she's gonna watch this because she's my biggest supporter. So yeah, I love you so much, 8th. Yeah, check us out online. We're called The Curator. We're giving you expert shopping products, tips, stories, and it's super cute. I've actually like redesigned a lot of like the branding, and I do a lot of like these really cute main images, which I'm so in love with. I'm in love with my own work. Another thing that's also super, super fun about this job is we get invited to a lot of like really cool events, basically all like the influencer events that people go to, like a lot of beauty events. We have one coming up at Cost, which is like a restaurant downtown, and then there's one at Dove, which is gonna be so much fun. So yeah, the events are amazing, and you also get a lot of like free stuff in this job. Like they're PR packages, but they send you products because they want you to like try out their products and write about them. So I'm like really excited for like the work benefits, I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit full circle as well because I was actually supposed to work on a project for Global News way back in university. I had worked on the story that started in my investigative journalism class. I worked on this story with my partner for like an entire year, and we pitched this story, and Global News 16:9, it was an investigative journalism show. Back then they wanted to turn this into like an entire episode, and we were so excited about it. I think I was like 20 or 21. We were so excited about it, and we actually met with the producer a few times, and it was like, it was gonna be like a whole thing. Like, we were so excited, and then the entire team got laid off and the whole show was canceled. So it's been like a shaky industry, and it was back then, and I kind of like haven't really kept up with it that much, and coming into it now, I can tell you it's much worse. It's much worse than it was before. Sometimes you just get these opportunities and it's like, it's so fun, you can't turn it down. You're working with your best friend. I just want to do this. As long as I'm not bankrupting, I think I'm good. I did go to the Q4 meeting though, and I literally left that meeting. I went for like a minute and I left because I did not like what I was hearing. I'm trying to have new job excitement over here. However, the Curator, like the project that I'm going to be working on, is actually very, very profitable. It's like growing exponentially, like doing super, super well. So I don't know what's gonna happen like long term. Like I imagine they would probably sell it if like they're bankrupting, and I don't know if I would go with it, no idea. But yeah, it's just like, it's a whole fresh start for me, I think, and it's just like letting me, you know, close an old chapter and like start a new one. So I'm really excited. And I'm getting weirdly emotional. We did also recently go downtown to the Chorus building to pick up our laptops, and I did actually vlog it, so I'm gonna put this footage in, and I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Thank you. We're very lost right now. This is like very typical for us. But we're lost on this on one floor. Like, how hard can it be to find?
Just walked in a whole circle. My best friend. Actually, no, you're my best friend, but
Your second best friend.
my second best
This
friend.
is Aid's secret recipe. All you need is Frank's and McDonald's nuggies. And chicken nuggies. That's a lot.
And now watch.
Damn, you really do go
I
to town on
love
the
the
Frank's.
Franks. I love
Which
it.
is so funny because you don't have any other sauce.
I literally-
ever.
No. Oh, ketchup every now and then.
Oh my god, you shake it. Kind of like the Chick-fil-A people. Have you seen them like do this?
Really? No.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like such a thing on TikTok.
I haven't seen. Oh no! I got Frank's chemical. Shit.
Don't do
Parents
that.
are gonna kill me.
Disaster.
Do we have any more of the napkins? I'm a dead woman.